So, welcome to our monthly UnVeilers. We are in July, and this month is all about play and playfulness. It's one of the core components of our optimum steady state. And in the research, this was number one in our conscious unmet needs. It was number five in our unconscious unmet needs, which is really interesting because what that means and what's so important about that is playfulness, play, joy, and laughter. Even if we don't consciously recognize it, even if it is an unconscious place, our body's still telling us we need play, joy, and laughter. So today we're stepping into innate sparks of playfulness, the part of us that feels light, curious, and free. Whether you're an expert or at solo dance parties, or maybe you're master at quiet doodling, this circle is your playground today. So take a moment to settle in. Let's just take a couple of breaths, whatever feels good for you, like nice, fuller, comfortable breath maybe, or just a place to drop your shoulders and exhale. Notice any concerns or corners of your body, your mind that feel tight, and give them permission just to loosen, just a little. So I'm going to pop a question into the chat. And this is really cool. I've been thinking about this. And so I want to know kind of where your brain goes for it. So here's the question. If play were a color, a texture, a sound for you right now, what might it be? And you don't have to visualize this. You can also just sort of sense this, however it shows up for you. Just drop it in the chat. Like for me, play right now is like green and gold sparklies with pink and like fuchsia streaks of like puffy colors, like cloud kind of colors. Yellow of a big fat sunflower. Oh, yes. Somebody shared yesterday in our Casey thread for our art last week, this beautiful sunflower picture that she took. And you could see just like a little tiny bee in the front. It was so perfect. Oh, wow. All right. So when I was little, I'd turn every discarded shoebox into a Barbie house in my closet. I like connected them and made all these different rooms. And I would, color them with crayons and cut out and make different shapes. Today, I make tiny terrariums with like little miniature gnomes and tiny plants. And it reminds me that creativity and joy are never far away. They can just be like right here on my desk. And the research agrees into play because when we talk about play, it also has an effect in our physiology. So dopamine and endorphins, play activates our brain's reward pathways, boosting mood and focus. So for those of us who have combined type in your ADHD, this is a good one. Oxytocin release. Shared laughter and play increase oxytocin, our social bonding neurochemical, and it helps us feel safe and connected, whether that be to ourselves, to the people we're with, or both. And polyvagal regulation. So play signals to our vagus nerve that we're in a safe environment, downshifting us from fight or flight into social engagement mode, where we want to get compassionately curious and connect with other folks, or maybe even ourselves. And it taps into our prefrontal engagement. So playful problem solving, like a quick puzzle or improv, lights up our executive control centers, strengthening resilience and creativity. And finally, physiological reset. So every 2 minutes of lighthearted movement or laughter can lower cortisol, that stress hormone that can do fight or flight, and our heart rate, giving your nervous system a mini vacation. So for those of us with POTS, this can be a really good thing, helping to lower our heart rate. And if you're perimenopause or you've just been in a whole lot of stress lately and spicy burnout, it helps to lower your cortisol levels. I mean, that's pretty cool, right? So I have a question. What stops you from playing as an adult? Like, I was really thinking about this one because for a long time, most of the stuff that I told myself about play was, oh, grown-ups don't play, or I don't have time to play. That was the one that came up a lot for me. I don't have time to play. I don't have time to be silly. I got other things to do. Oh, feeling too much pressure to be productive. That's a really good one. Yes. Let me copy this. I'll paste it again. Hey, Danny. I'm so glad to see you. We're just chatting about playfulness, and I was asking the question, what stops you from playing as an adult? Because there's, all the stuff like, I don't have time. Yeah, not enough energy, feeling like I need to save the energy to be productive. It's like, oh, I've got just enough energy to like load the dishwasher. But who says loading the dishwasher can't be playful, can't be fun, right? Put on your favorite song or listen to your favorite podcast, dance maybe while you're loading the dishwasher. There's different ways we can start to incorporate play into the productive moments of our life, because sometimes it's just a matter of shifting and pairing what we're doing. So here's something else I was curious about. If your nervous system could choose a play activity right now, what might it ask for? If you just tap in for a couple of minutes, what is your body asking for? Is it asking maybe for movement, music, something calming? Dance. Yes. That's good, because that's one of the things we're going to do here. We're going to do some joy moves. Laughter. I got you covered. We're doing that one today too, Alice. Look at y'all. Y'all are nailing it. I already got this covered. This is so fun. My friend Joanne Stone taught me laughing meditation, and so we're going to play. We're going to have fun. We're even going to draw and do some fun things. Nice, nice. So what does play feel like for you in your body? So, think about, can you describe the sensations? Let me pop this in the chat so you can see. How does your body feel when you're truly in play? Can you describe the sensation? Like, I had to think about this for a minute. I had to really think on this one. So you notice maybe you're more relaxed. You notice maybe you're smiling. You notice a lightness, tingly. What shows up for you when you're truly in play? So we're going to combine two things for our first playful activity. It is called doodle dance. So this can be, so if you guys want to grab just a scrap piece of paper and something to draw right with, it can be a pen, pencil, anything. Y'all go grab that real quick. Ooh, light and flowing when you're in play. Peace, happiness, nice. Less thoughts. Ooh, more in the moment and not focus on all the issues. That's a good one. I'm gonna grab my Post-it notes. Well, not Post-it notes, my index cards. Y'all know me and my index cards. So we're gonna do something called doodle dance. And the name alone I love. It's kind of fun. Doodle dance, right? It's fun to say. Y'all say it to yourselves, like, doodle dance. It's pretty neat. I like that. It's fun. So doodle dance, we're just going to take a scrap of paper. Nothing, doesn't have to be anything pretty. And your pen, and you're just going to freely dance your pen. No goal, like no racing, like you don't have to have anything in mind. I'm going to play a fun song, and for just like 2 to 3 minutes, we're just going to like doodle dance on our page. You don't even have to move your body for this night. If you want to dance in your chair, you can. But just we're gonna doodle dance and have fun. We're gonna play with this one. I've never done this one. This is one we are experimenting with, and I'm really excited because y'all know I love to play and try new things. So I started with a bunch of squigglies. Like I was just moving the page and then I made dots and smiley faces. And then y'all, I got real inspired and this is hilarious. I drew this funky looking hand that looks like an alien hand. And then I was like, oh, what if it's a balloon? And then what if the balloon has a balloon? So then I drew a balloon heart in the hand. And then I made this funky looking dog. Kind of looks like an armadillo. But I mean, how fun, right? If you guys want to show what you doodled or just kind of share the experience, feel free to raise your hand and let's just kind of share what a doodle dance would feel like for you. Nice. And that was like less than 3 minutes, y'all. Isn't it crazy? Like when you really start to think what you can experience or how you can like shift something in such a little chunk of time. Because most of the time we think, oh, it's got to be all this big stuff. But play can even just be just like 2-3 minutes. That's it. I love that. All this is really neat. So the next thing I have planned for us is what's called laughing meditation. And this can be a lot of different things, but this is really, I will tell you, I've done this a couple times. First of all, everybody starts out timid. It's a little awkward and uncomfortable, and you're just like, well, what the heck? But I'm gonna ask you if you would please unmute, because we're all gonna laugh together, because it's part of this psychological understanding of emotional contagion. So when we hear not just ourselves, but we hear other people laughing, there is something contagious about it. Even when we start off with a fake laugh, like we're going to fake laugh, but I'm gonna give you some prompts, so it's kind of fun. So the first one is we're gonna do like Santa Claus. It's like ho ho ho. So we're just gonna laugh with a ho ho ho. And we're just gonna do it for a couple of seconds in a row. So everybody ready? Here we go. Ho 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 ho. You didn't pretend to be Santa. Ho 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 ho. That's so fun. I love it. Okay, now we've all heard the person that has like the so we're gonna start really small and we're gonna get really big and we're gonna really like let it rip tater chip. And then we'll just bring it back in and we're gonna start soft and go loud and go soft and go loud. You ready? Here we go.
I gotta laugh at something.
It actually starts to be funny.
We go to the zoo?
It hurts.
Oh,
Okay. All right, last one. Okay. Still good. My cheeks hurt. Okay. That one always gets me. The next one is that nasal laugh, like. Okay, ready? Here we go. Oh, I got air. Oh, I'm scared I'm gonna shoot a boogie. That would make me kind of hot and sweaty, y'all. I love that one. Every time I do that one, it actually gets me laughing where my stomach hurts because I laugh so hard. My cheeks hurt because I laughed too hard.
yeah.
Okay. And when I started to hear y'all, then it was like, I got super happy then when I heard everybody else laughing. So let's just kind of take a second, pause, and just notice, how's your body feeling right now? What did you notice? Like when you first started, it just feels a little forced. It feels kind of awkward and really weird. And then as you kept going, does anything change? So we'll take turns. You want to raise your hand and go first? How did the laughing go? That is totally okay and it's totally normal, by the way. It was like the first time you do this, the first time I did it, I remember it took me probably a good 5 minutes before I relaxed enough because other people got a little bit more relaxed. And it was like as other people got more relaxed, then I got relaxed. But yeah, it's totally one of those things
I,
that sometimes takes a little bit because I love to watch stand up. I will sit, and there are some that when I find the ones that just like strike my funny bone and they make me laugh so hard, like I snort laugh and I'm crying and my stomach hurts and my face hurts. Um, there's just something that's really, it does take vulnerability, but it also just takes you choosing to release the hold, I think. Um, and sometimes it's a playful choice, and sometimes it's how do I move into this to create an environment where I can't. Like for me, I started all by myself. I was not doing this with anybody else. Nobody was going to hear me snort laugh, right? They're just not going to happen. Um, so, there's just different ways to approach it. And I think we can all play with it in some way because it's interesting when you look at emotional contagion and you look at laughing in particular. They did a Coca-Cola commercial years and years ago, and it was on like a New York subway. And a person stood at the front, one end of the subway car, and just started laughing. Like they had their headphones on and it was just they were just pretending, but they were like genuinely laughing. Like they were absolutely like snort laughing, bend over, ha ha ha. And the next thing you know, the entire train car is laughing through emotional contagion. It was like this chain reaction that you could watch. And it's really interesting when we think about play, we don't think about play being contagious. How can we share it? Like think about when you see a little kid laugh and they've got like that full on, they are laughing so hard, they are catching their breath, they are bending over. That kind of laughing is contagious. We can't help but smile even. We may not laugh, but we will smile. Something lightens when we share play and how it can be contagious. So our last little playful foray exploration is something that's going to be really neat. So we can play with this. So if everybody would be willing to step into a little playful space with me, you would turn your mics on. I'm going to give an improv prompt. And so I'm going to start a sentence and then I'm going to pass it to each person and then you're going to pass it to the next person. So look, this is our space. So if you got to take a few minutes to come up with something, there is no rush. We're not in a hurry. If you just have one word, it's okay. And it doesn't even have to make sense. So I'm going to start off as a talk show, a nighttime talk show host, okay? And I am introducing Bob the Gorilla. And Bob the Gorilla talks. So I'm Bob Barker, and we're not neutering pets today. We're talking to Bob the Gorilla. Bob, how are you doing today? That's our conversation with Bob the Gorilla, and I'm Bob Barker. We're going back to spade and neutering all those pets. I like how that went. That was pretty fun, y'all. That was really good. Alice, you killed me with the well, we're not neutering pets today. That was really good. I mean, that took more thought. I mean, you had to really think about it, but it was really fun to kind of play and hear what somebody else might say or what kind of creative stuff somebody else might come up with. Thanks for playing today. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for showing up exactly as you are. Remember, play isn't frivolous. It's a pathway home to our bodies, our creativity, and our calm. And as we close, I invite you to offer one word or maybe an image like an emoji that captures how you feel right now after our playful exploration. So you can drop one word or an emoji in the chat that captures how you're feeling right now. So, what's one playful intention that you'll carry into your week? So, I'll pop this in the chat so you can kind of just have it to look at and reflect on. Oh, I like the kitty, a laughing kitty. That's good. So, think about that. What's one playful intention you'll carry into your week? Maybe you might want to do a dance doodle for 2 or 3 minutes this week. Could be you might want to watch some stand up. Or you can do improv in the mirror with yourself, which is actually kind of fun. I tried that one out. It was really neat. So I am so grateful for each of you and the light that you bring to our group and our community. May play continue to guide and heal you, help you explore what it is to play in your life. We have in 20 minutes our Alignment Sundays. And this week we're going to explore some fun things. We're just going to do a couple different things. We're going to do our regular stuff, but I'll be interested to see how everyone's intentions and week comes in as we do our Alignment Sundays. Oh, I like that. Doodle for sure with the baby. Nice. Lie down on the floor with the dogs who get so curious about why I'm there. I know, right? They really do. They get all up in your business. Like, what are you doing? Well, y'all have a great rest of your afternoon. Color in my coloring book. Nice one. I like that. That is always playful and fun too. And I will see you in Alignment Sundays.